I talk really fast, so I'm going to do my best to keep it at a good tempo. If I start talking too fast, just leave me a comment and I'll slow it down. So vision boards. Vision boards are basically, you get a piece of cardboard and you put on it pictures of what you want to see in your life. Now, the reason they work is through repetition and emotion. You're looking at the image of what it is you want, and by feeling the feelings of you having it now, it impresses that image from your conscious mind into your subconscious, and your subconscious, being infinitely powerful, goes to work to manifest. Goes to work to manifest it in your body and in your environment. Now, I have a little diagram here I'm going to show you. This is important that you understand this. I'm going to get close. This is a person. I know it's not the best picture, but you have a person here. They have a conscious mind and a subconscious mind, and this is their body. Anytime you hold an idea and you concentrate on it to the exclusion of all else, it takes on average 34 seconds for an idea to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious. And any idea that gets impressed on your subconscious gets manifested in your body and in your environment. So it's important to focus on ideas of health, of wealth, of wellness, those ideas that you want to see manifested in your life. Now, when you have a vision board, by focusing on these positive images and feeling the feelings of it taking place now, that idea drops from your conscious mind into your subconscious and manifests in your body and in your environment. If you want to change your body, put up a picture of your ideal body on your vision board. And most importantly, make sure you put your face on the body. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's false. And you want to show it images of you succeeding, of you doing well. Now, here's some tips, some additional tips to make your vision boards more powerful. When you make a vision board, don't keep it at the same height as you are. Put it slightly higher than you, about 20 degrees. The reason being is when you look up at something at 20 degrees, it causes your brain to go into an alpha cycle. There's beta, alpha, theta, delta. Beta is when you're awake, and when you're stressed, you're at a high state of beta. Alpha is what takes place when you start to go into meditation. And then when you're in a deep meditation, you drop into a low alpha cycle or a high theta cycle, or even a low theta cycle if you really understand how to meditate. I can take myself into theta because I've been trained how. So where was I? Oh yeah, so alpha. So you want to have it at a slightly higher angle than you are, and then look at the picture for at least a minute and feel the feelings of it taking place now. Feeling is the secret. Neville Goddard, one of my favorite teachers, has a book called Feeling is the Secret. The more feeling that you have the more feeling you have when you see an image, the more it gets impressed on your subconscious and the faster it manifests in your body and in your environment. So make sure you're on the vision board, you look at it for at least a minute, and then you hold it at a higher angle, about 20 degrees higher than you are. I'll give you an example of how powerful vision boards are. A lot of people think it's woo-woo, it's nonsense. This is powerful stuff. Your subconscious is infinitely powerful and has infinite ways to bring to you what it is you want. When I was living in LA, I started getting into vision boards and metaphysics. And I said, is this stuff real? Is it nonsense? So I went and I put up a picture of Paris Hilton on my vision board. I said, who do I never run into? And I'm like, I never see Paris Hilton. So I put her on my vision board, and every day I would look at it. It was slightly higher than me, the picture of her. And I would just say Paris Hilton, Paris Hilton, Paris Hilton, Paris Hilton for about a minute, maybe 30 seconds. And then I'd go on with my day. Now, for the first day of looking at it, nothing happens. The second day of looking at it, nothing happens. The third day, my friend invites me to meet him at dinner at this really fancy restaurant. I go and meet him outside, and as me and him are waiting for our other friends to show up, a car pulls up, and who gets out of the car? It's Paris Hilton. And they drop her off, and then they go to park, and so she's just waiting there, and I'm waiting right next to her. So I started talking to her, and I got to meet her. So logically, I couldn't have put together all those steps to make my meeting and her meeting take place. But all you have to do, your job is to figure out the what. Let the universe take care of the how. You just need to decide what it is you want, and the universe has its own ways of bringing to you whatever it is that you desire. Also, I want to make a point about vision boards. When you look at your vision board every day, it's as if here's your image, here's the trapdoor to your subconscious. Here is your image, picture it as a nail, and you're just hammering it in every day through repetition. It's going more and more and more and more. And then once it's in there, every time you look at it, it's as if you've planted a seed and now it's being watered and it's going to grow and grow and grow. And some of the things that you can attract to yourselves will absolutely blow your mind. Another way to make vision boards is to make a vision statement. A vision statement is just you can use it either PowerPoint or Google Slides. And you make a slide that has a picture of what it is you want, and above it you put an affirmation. For instance, you could say, I am wealthy, and it'll show a picture of a nice home or a wealthy lifestyle, and put your picture inside that image. And then you can set a timer on your PowerPoint slides for 1 minute, because remember, it takes 34 seconds on average for an idea to go from your conscious mind into your subconscious. And so you can set the timer, and you can play music on each slide. And so what happens is a positive image shows up of what you want for your life. You see it, you feel it, the next one shows up, and you do this for about 2 or 3 minutes looking at all your images, and by the end of it, you'll feel absolutely amazing. Can a famous person that died enter my dream? Absolutely. There's no limitations. By the way, if any of you have any questions, feel free to ask them as I'm talking. I'll answer anything that you want. So there's no limitations to your subconscious. Our conscious mind deals in this third dimensional reality. There's me, there's you, this is taking place now. The past is the past, the future is the future. But your subconscious, there's no sense of time and space. So it can meet somebody who lived 100 years ago. It can meet somebody who's going to live 100 years from now. If you want to try a fun exercise, I'm actually going to make a video about this. It's where you put yourself in a relaxed state. So you go and lay in bed and you relax your entire body. And then you count down from 30 to 1 or 20 to 1. And you count down in a relaxed voice. I'm counting down from 20 to 1. When I arrive at 1, I'll be totally relaxed. You count in a soothing, relaxing, rhythmic voice. And then you tell yourself, when you arrive at 1, I'm going to count down from 5 to 1 now. And when I arrive at 1, I will meet myself 1 year in the future who has solved all the problems I currently have. So you tell yourself, you're going to meet yourself, you from the future, who solved the problem, all the problems that you already have, that you currently have, and then watch who shows up and the information that they give you. It's going to blow your mind. It's going to be beyond your logical human comprehension. They'll connect you with things. It's a very fascinating exercise. I'm going to make a video about it probably tomorrow, the day after. I have maybe 30 videos I still need to post that are all in my draft section. And then, but I will make a video and I'll walk you through the process. And then I have family members who passed on. Check out my video. Try the exercise that I posted today about connecting with a loved one who passed on. It works. I've recommended that exercise to a few people now. I recommended it to them before I made the video just to confirm its efficacy before I posted it. And they all got great results with that video. So try it out. Have I done that? Yes. I have done that. So today I want to talk, if you guys don't have any questions, by the way, if you're not following me, please follow me. I post usually 1 to 3 videos a day on metaphysics, spirituality, self-help, or dating. And I want to uplift your life. I want you to lead your best life. So today I want to talk about self-mastery through conscious autosuggestion. This is Emile Coue. He was a famous French psychologist who coined the term, every day in every way I'm getting better and better. If you don't use that affirmation, I highly recommend writing it down and using it. It's every day in every way I am getting better and better. Or you can say every day in every way I'm getting better, better, and better. This affirmation is an all-inclusive affirmation. Your subconscious, being infinitely intelligent, knows how to make you better in every way and it has the power to do so. So use it. He says to tell yourself this affirmation 20 times in the morning when you first wake up, and to say it to yourself 20 times at night prior to falling asleep. Every day in every way, I'm getting better, better, and better. Napoleon Hill, the famous author of Think and Grow Rich, actually had this affirmation on a placard on his desk because he believed it was so important that he wanted to constantly remind himself of it every time he got into his office and left. Throughout the day, he would tell himself that. Now, you can use variations of it if there's a specific area that you need help with. If you want to get wealthier, tell yourself, every day in every way, I'm getting richer and richer. Or if you want to get healthier, every day in every way, I'm getting happier and healthier. Or every day in every way, I'm getting stronger and stronger. It's a fantastic affirmation, and it can really it'll really up-level the areas that you're focused on, and it'll up-level the areas that you're not focused on. So I highly recommend trying it out. I see some questions coming in, so let me see. Okay, spin. Shelly, you said all you do is cry. Did I miss something? What is causing you to let me know what's oh yeah, can my mom come that's passed away? Yeah, your mom can come to you. Try that video out. Try the exercise in it and watch how you two connect. Also, if any of you want to connect with a loved one who's passed on, you don't have to wait until you're asleep. Put yourself in a relaxed state. Count down from 20 to 1 or 30 to 1 in that relaxed, soothing, rhythmic voice I had mentioned earlier, so that your conscious mind is totally relaxed. And what I'm trying to do is get your subconscious open, which knows no time and space, and then tell yourself, I'm now going to connect with, and then say whoever the person is, and then bring the person to your mind, place your hands on your heart, and then breathe in love towards that person and send it to them, and then allow that person to send love towards you. And anything you have to say to that person, say it to them mentally, and allow that person to speak back to you. You can connect with other people that have passed on. The form of communication is different. It's through vibrations, it's through energy, but thoughts are things. Thoughts are an electromanifestation of the brain. When you think thoughts, brain cells begin vibrating, and within those brain cells are electrons that go out through waves and land on other people. So you can still communicate with those people who have passed on. And they're still alive. They made their transition. Okay, and then let me see. You will be fine. Yes, Potato Munchies. I'm wearing my Praise George shirt. So I've been connecting, but the messages aren't always clear. So if you're connecting with somebody, but the messages aren't always clear, prior to doing your connection, tell yourself, I will now connect with, say whoever it is, and tell yourself, and it will be in a way that I understand and remember. By the way, if all of you watching this, if you want to remember your dreams, tell yourself before you go to sleep, tonight, first relax your body, relax your mind. The reason I tell you to relax your mind is it opens up the trapdoor to your subconscious, and you can place the following idea in there. And tell yourself, tonight, I will remember tonight while I dream, I will remember and understand my dreams. And then you'll start to get better and better at remembering your dreams and understanding them. And then you can give yourself other ideas. Tonight, before I go to sleep, I will meet with whoever, if it's a famous teacher, or you can say, tonight I'll receive instruction or love from the divine, and watch how things improve in your life. And then okay. And then I'm probably, if you all want, I'll probably make in the next week or two, it just takes me a little bit of time. I think I'm just going to make a meditation since so many people are requesting it, a meditation to connect with a loved one who's passed on. So it'll be about 20 minutes in length, and I'll just walk you through everything. So it'll be a piece of cake for you. And then, what happens if you're trying to connect to a pet? Yeah, it's the same process. There's no limits to what your subconscious can do. And then, okay. How can you, okay, perfect. I think I just answered how to interpret dreams. Spanish, Kunali. Okay, so now I'm going to jump back to talking about self-mastery through conscious auto-suggestion, but feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Now, one thing that Emile Coue talks about is your imagination is greater than your willpower. So I'll say it again. Imagination is greater than willpower. Now, what does this mean? We've all seen people who on December 31st, they set goals for themselves, and by January 2nd or 3rd, they've already forgotten the goals. And, you just look at the gym. On January 1st, they're packed. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and by the end of the month, it's died off, and only those people who were going before are there. The reason being is, I didn't hear on how to interpret dreams. I'll get to that in a few minutes. So, where was I going with this? Oh yeah. So the reason that happens is they were using willpower to force themselves to get into the gym, to overcome their negative nature and bad habits. What I want you to do is, instead of using willpower, use imagination. Your subconscious controls things like your beliefs, your bodily functions, and your habits. I'll say it again. It controls your beliefs, your bodily functions, and your habits. So you want to impress on your subconscious through imagination images of you succeeding, of you doing well, of you having what it is you want, And it's as if you've put your subconscious, which controls over 90% of what you do all day, it's as if you've put it on autopilot for success. The way to imagine what it is you want is see it bright, see it in vivid colors, and feel what it is, whatever the end result is, taking place now. The more feeling it has, the faster it'll get impressed on your subconscious, and the quicker it'll manifest in your body and in your environment. So remember, imagination is greater than willpower. And one thing I want all of you to start imagining, if you're not already doing this, is I want you every day, to see yourself as a winner. I want you to see yourself as succeeding. Imagine what it's like to be the top in your field. If you're in sales, see yourself as the number one salesperson. If you're a doctor, see yourself as the top doctor in the world. If you're a mom, a stay-at-home mom, see yourself as the best mom, the best wife to your husband, the best mom to your kids. See yourself as a winner every day. This is a powerful image that'll be impressed on your subconscious, and your subconscious will manifest it in your life, and you will improve. And as you rise up, there's that old quote from Jesus, as I rise up, I take all others unto me. As you rise up, you'll lift up everybody around you. It's a powerful process, which I highly recommend doing. Now, can I say that man's name again? Yes, it's Emile Coue, and the book is Self-Mastery Through Conscious Autosuggestion. Emile Coue. Emile Coue. Now, I hit something. Give me 1 second. I see. Okay, so now I want to give you some affirmations to use that'll improve your life, that'll make things better for you. Okay, good. I'm glad you see yourself fit. That's how you want to see yourself. See yourself fit. See yourself in great shape. You can create such a phenomenal change within your body temple in such a short time, it'll blow your mind. I'll give you an example. I was 150 pounds, and I cut out a picture from Men's Health magazine of this really big bodybuilder, and I put it up, and I cut the guy's head off, and I put my picture over the guy's head. And I started showing myself this image of myself big and buff with big muscles. And as soon as I started showing myself this image, and I see myself walking around with big muscles and feeling it as if it's taking place now. Because again, your subconscious controls things like your bodily functions. And it's infinitely intelligent. It'll bring to me whatever resources I need to become that person. So I'm showing myself this body of total muscle. And the next day, or maybe even that same day, my workout partner asked me, he's like, Tony, we're always lifting light weights. He said, I want to get big. Don't you want to get muscular? Let's start lifting heavy. So people who aren't into metaphysics, they'll just say, oh, that's coincidence. I think it's causation. I had this image. Then me and him changed our workout program. And then I ran into another one of my friends who was a coach. And he said, Tony, what are you working on? I said, well, I'm working on my body temple. I want to get buff. And he gave me a meal plan to gain muscle. And I ended up gaining 40 or 50 pounds of muscle in a relatively short time. I got so big, in fact, that people were asking me if I was on steroids, which I wasn't. I just did it all naturally. I got so big that when I wanted to lose the muscle, I was having a hard time losing the weight. I was really big, and so I cut out a picture of a skinny guy and put my head on it, and then I saw myself it was as if I deflated really fast. So it's important to show yourself what it is you want. Images of yourself succeeding, images of yourself being healthy and strong. Okay, so I see some. You said you bleaching that A, and I'm not sure what you mean. That is my vision board behind me. I just gave a talk about how long have you been transferring your inspiration to the community. I don't know who you're talking to, Boom Fook. So I don't know what you mean, Deforian, but let's move forward. So now, an affirmation that I want you all to use if you want to improve your life. And the affirmation is, it is easy and I can. It is easy and I can. Anytime you're going to take a task, especially if it's something that's new for you, tell yourself, it is easy and I can do it. The reason being is, if you tell your subconscious, oh, that's going to be hard for me, your subconscious will adjust things for you and make it as hard as you believe it to be. So tell yourself, it is easy and I can. Now, if you have some issue that's going on that you want removed from your life, tell yourself, such and such a thing is going to disappear. For instance, if you're having, let's say you're having some type of conflict with a friend, tell yourself such and such a thing, or that conflict is going to disappear. And then give yourself the positive opposite of it. Tell yourself there will now be peace and harmony with that friend. Or if you want something good to happen, tell yourself such and such a thing is going to happen. Describe what it is. If you want to be the number one person in your field, say, I am going to be the number one person in my field. It is going to happen. Start to be aware of what ideas you're giving to yourself throughout the day. I want you to be a conscious manifester. Most people go through life in a default manner. They just react. Something happens in their external environment and they react to it. Something else happens, they react to it. And this just takes place for them night and day, and they don't actually get anywhere. I want you to be a conscious manifester. I want life for you to be lived inside out. I want you to give yourself ideas of a positive nature, and those ideas to be impressed on your subconscious and manifest in your life. And I want your life to be so bright and so beautiful that people will look at you in awe and wonder. They'll say, they'll call you things like lucky and blessed and fortunate. They'll tell you how good things always seem to just happen for you. But you'll know what the secret is. You'll be working with your own mind, impressing on it positive ideas of a constructive nature. And as a result, you'll be getting the results that you want. Now, another good affirmation is, I am well, strong, and full of courage. Again, I am well, strong, and full of courage. You want an abundance of courage stored up. You want to be well, you want to be strong. So tell yourself throughout the day, I am well, strong, and full of courage. That way, if something comes up that would cause other people fear, it's not going to affect you because you're well, strong, and full of courage. If you have kids, tell yourself and tell your kids that you want to impress on them the idea that good things happen when they work and that they're going to be a success. Yes, I am well, strong, and full of courage. And I'm glad you're learning a lot, Shelly. And also, if you are in sales, if you're in sales or in healing, tell yourself every day, read and reread all the benefits of your product. Study all the benefits of your product. As you keep reiterating to yourself what the benefits of your product are, you're going to impress these ideas about how amazing your products are on your subconscious. And when people meet you and you start to tell them about your products, those positive ideas are going to vibrate and land on the people you're interacting with, and they're going to become enthusiastic about your product. And if you're in healing, they're going to get better results than they would have gotten if you hadn't done that work. It's a little bit extra work, but it pays huge dividends. So every day reiterate to yourself what the benefit of your product is if you're in sales. If you're in a relationship, reiterate to yourself every day how amazing your partner is, how great your partner is, how much you love your relationship. If you can, tell your partner every day. And what'll happen is the same thing. You'll be impressing these positive ideas on your subconscious. These ideas will vibrate, and every time your partner walks into your electromagnetic field, he or she will be uplifted and they'll love you for it, and they won't know why. It's a very powerful process that unfortunately a lot of people don't know, but it can totally transform things for you. My daughter comes to me in my dream. Oh yeah, by the way, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. There's nothing that's off limits. I'm happy to help you all out with anything that you like. My daughter comes to me in my dreams. Why does she not speak to me? So before you go to sleep tonight, I want you to relax your body, Jane. Count down from 20 to 1 and tell yourself, tonight I will dream of my daughter, and then say her name. I will remember and understand my dreams. We will communicate in a way that makes sense to me. So tell yourself that, and then watch how different the dream is. Pre-pave your dream before you go to sleep and watch how things are in your dreams. By the way, I want all of you watching this to pre-pave your day. When you go to sleep at night, it's one of the most important and powerful times of your life. Unfortunately, most people just go to sleep to rest their bodies. What I want you to do is before you go to sleep, I want you to feel the feelings of whatever you want to see in your life taking place, and imagine it's taking place now. The reason being is when you go to sleep, your subconscious, first, before you go to sleep, the last 15 minutes before you go to sleep, your brain starts to go into an alpha state, and the trapdoor to your subconscious begins to open, and you can impress upon it whatever it is that you want. Now, you showing these images of you doing well, of you being successful, of you living the life you want. And what it's going to do is it's going to go to work during the next 8 to 10 hours working on creating that life that you've been showing it. one of the most, Neville Goddard, one of my favorite teachers, says the most important time of the day is that 1/3 that you're asleep. He said that 1/3 creates the other 2/3 of the day. He said it's a secret that unfortunately most people don't know about. Never, ever sleep in a negative state. I'll repeat this again. Never sleep in a negative state. Always show yourself something positive, healthy, constructive before you sleep so that your subconscious, they say that's food for thought. So your subconscious will take that food and it'll work on it and it'll manifest it in your life. Show yourself what it is you want. Life is inside out, and so that your life will transform. How do you deal with people who are jealous of you? Shit. Sorry about that. I have a setting on TikTok where if I'm on for more than 40 minutes, it'll pop up and it'll ask me to log in again. So, okay, somebody asked, how do you deal with people who are jealous of you? What do I say? I wouldn't say anything. Other people's opinions of you are none of your concern. Your job is to stay in a healthy state of mind to feel good. If somebody's jealous of you, bless them. Tell that I would mentally say, I send love to that person. May they succeed too, and see that person as a success. If you're constantly attracting to yourself people who are jealous of you, then ask yourself, what's going on within my own consciousness that's causing me to attract jealous people? Am I jealous of somebody else's success, and that's why I'm attracting these people into my life? But I wouldn't see people as jealous. I would see them as people who are successful or who have the potential to succeed. That way, that positive vibration I'm emitting towards them will uplift them and not keep them in a negative state. Okay, you are fantastic to listen. Oh, thank you, Sweet Pea. You really are, Sweet Pea. I appreciate that. I just ordered Helen Greaves' book. Oh, awesome. You'll love it. For those of you who don't know, Helen Greaves wrote the book Testimony of Light. It's a fantastic book. It's a great read. It's about two nuns who got together and would meditate every day for a number of years. And then one of the nuns abruptly passed, and the other nun was surprised to find the other nun would get this irresistible urge to start writing. And she starts writing, and it's what the nun on the other side was telling her that she sees and experiences. And it gives a solid framework for what happens after we transition. It's a great book, and it talks about how we can affect people on the other side, and people on the other side can affect us. Can you say the affirmation again from Emile Coue? Yes. The first one is every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Or you can say richer and richer, happier and healthier. And by the way, you say it 20 times in the morning, 20 times at night. Right before going to sleep, right when you wake up. And the other one is, it is easy and I can. Anytime you're going to begin anything. And the third one is, I am well, strong, and full of courage. Speaking of Emile Coue, I forgot to mention this. I'm glad you said that. I have on my YouTube channel, if you type in Tony Namey, Emile Coue, or if you just type in Emile Coue on YouTube, I think I'm one of the only people that pops up because he's somebody from way back in the day. I have I have a recording that's about 7 minutes long where it'll give you a series of positive suggestions about health for your body, about confidence, wellness for your mind, and it's just a series of positive suggestions. And for those of you if you have anger problems or negative destructive thoughts, it'll give you positive suggestions about your consciousness so that you'll operate in a healthier mental state. So it's a good daily listen. I actually listen to it every day. I just let it play in the background as I go about my day, and it'll really uplift your consciousness. Speaking of doing things like that, I actually have a playlist on YouTube where it's just a series of different affirmation tracks that I let play in the background when I go about my day, and it's a great way to just keep yourself in a good mental state. Each of you should have an affirmations playlist where it's something that just plays positive ideas to you. The reason being is you want something to boost you up throughout the day. A lot of people, their default state is one of negativity or difficulty. So you want constant reminders of how good you are, of how great you are, because you are good, you are great. The potential within you is, it would blow your mind if you knew just how unlimited your potential is and how fantastic you can make your life. Yes, Mercury, I'm glad you came to that realization about sleeping negatively. Sleep in a positive state. Take control of your mind. Your conscious mind is the master and your subconscious mind is the servant. there's a law of gender, meaning your conscious mind is the male component, your subconscious mind is the female component, and the male impresses the female, and then a birth takes place, a creation occurs. And like fashion, when you go to sleep, you're impressing on your subconscious what it is you want, and a creation will take place, and you can create miracles in your life. You can so radically, what's the word I'm looking for? So quickly change your life with that exercise, it will blow your mind. How can I forgive or deal when your husband cheats on you? So that's a very big topic. Let's discuss it. First, a lot of people they attempt to jump from what happens straight to forgiveness, because we're told that, we're supposed to forgive, we're supposed to let go. But there's various stages that need to take place. If somebody does something like that, I have to work through the different emotions. The first is anger. I have to be honest with myself. I'm angry about this. That really hurt me. The second is, so you go through anger, hurt. I acknowledge, I'm really hurt as a result of what this person did. The next emotion is sadness. I can't believe that this person cheated on me. Yeah, I acknowledge whatever sadness is taking place. And then after that is fear. Is this going to take place again? And you can either do this exercise, so it's anger, hurt, sadness, fear, with your husband, or you can do it on your own, or you can just write him out a letter and then throw away the letter or give it to him, depending on how you feel. And then lastly, you go to forgiveness. But don't attempt to jump straight to forgiveness if you have all these emotions you haven't worked through. That's one. Two, ask yourself, where do I want this relationship to go? What am I looking to occur within it now? So are you looking to still stay with them? Do you want to move on? I mean, there's no right or wrong answer. It's whatever is ideal for you. And then third, I would talk to a professional, somebody that's not your husband, to work through any repressed, unresolved emotions and issues, so that you'll have a healthy relationship, not just with your husband, but with yourself. So that's what I would recommend doing. So first, go through the unrepressed emotions. Second, get clear on what it is you want from the relationship now. And then third, speak to somebody, preferably not your husband, not your friends, but an actual professional, and work through any feelings, unresolved feelings, so that you can have a healthy relationship for yourself and with your husband if you choose to. Let me know if that helps. Lifer, you said, but their energy. By the way, if any of you aren't following me, please feel free to do so. Move on to a man like this one. Thanks, Sweet Pea. Everyone tap on the screen. This guy's amazing. Oh, Artie. Oh, yeah. Thanks, brother. It's good to see you here. I'm glad. That's my boy, Artie Afshar. So let me know if you all have any questions. If there's anything that you want me to answer. There's nothing that's off limits. We can discuss anything that you want. For those of you who are just tuning in, we've been talking about self-mastery, vision boards, relationships. We've been talking about a variety of subjects. If nobody asks any questions, then I'll start giving you guys exercises to do, such as the dream one or the every day and every way I'm getting better and better. By the way, I highly recommend each of you find some type of affirmation track. If you go on my YouTube channel, I have a number of these, but some type of track that puts you in an uplifting state that you listen to every morning. For instance, told me about this. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, anxiety help. I'll help you with that in 1 second. I have something I think I have something that I made just for you, Shelly. And so every morning I have a number of tracks you can listen to. I have my daily gratitude meditation. These are all on my YouTube channel. I have a daily prayer blessing where I actually pray for you every morning. And then I have a number of other affirmation tracks that you can use to start your day so that you start in an uplifted day. Also, as I keep giving you all these positive ideas, you're going to start to believe them, and they'll be reinforced on your subconscious, and they'll start to manifest in your life. My YouTube channel is just my name, Tony Namey. You can also click on my profile and click the Instagram icon, and it'll take you to my YouTube channel. It'll ask you if you want to open up YouTube or Instagram. So yeah, just my name, Tony Namey, is YouTube. And I have longer talks. They're more structured than these talks, where I go into different topics for about 10 or 20 minutes, and I have hypnosis and meditation tracks covering a variety of subjects, everything from curing depression to overcoming addiction, whatever it is that you need. Have I done the dream? Anything manifest from doing it? And like what? Oh yeah, I use the dream technique. I use it once to come up with a good book title. I use it to solve problems mainly, or I use it I do 3 things with it, actually. I use it to solve problems in my life. I use it to get educated. I ask myself to meet with different spiritual teachers and have them teach me. And the third thing that I use it for is I tell Spirit, I said, if there's anybody that needs my assistance while I'm sleeping, let me go meet with them and assist them. And then I'll have dreams of me meeting people and going out and helping them improve themselves. So that's the 3 ways that I use it. Just Meg, I'll get to that in 1 second. Okay, so first let's get to anxiety help. Shelly, tell me if you're the person who had left a comment telling me to talk about anxiety. So anxiety is just misplaced enthusiasm. It's energy that wants to go outwards constructively, but instead it's going inward destructively, and it's making you nervous. It's making you scared. So the first thing I recommend doing if you're starting to feel anxious is take action. Even if the action feels silly, an object in motion stays in motion. So get moving so that energy that wants to go outward starts to be expressed instead of repressed. That's my first recommendation. If you're having habitual anxiety, do the following exercise. And I highly recommend you all write this down. It's super powerful. It will make you so action-oriented that your life will change. It'll be forever changed from this moment forward. And the exercise is this. You get a pen and paper out and you write, what is it causing me? What is all the pain I'm feeling by being anxious? So what is all the pain I'm feeling by being anxious? And you write out all of the pain. Spend 3 to 5 minutes writing nonstop how much it sucks to be anxious, how much it's costing you in terms of money, great relationships, results, etc. Really write it out. Then shake yourself off, get into a good state, shake yourself off, and then write, what is all the pleasure I'll feel by taking action on what I want? What is all the pleasure I'll feel by taking action on what I want? And write nonstop for the next 3 to 5 minutes, all the pleasure you'll feel. It could be the great relationships, amazing vacation, more income, uplift, higher self-esteem, seeing yourself in a better light, whatever it is, write it out for the next 3 to 5 minutes. What happens is, normally your brain, the reason you're feeling anxious is it had associated, your subconscious had associated pain to taking action and pleasure to keeping you where you are. Your subconscious is trying to keep you safe. Your brain it's trying to keep you safe at all times. Now, when you do that exercise I just mentioned, it's going to flip things for you. It's going to associate massive amounts of pleasure to taking action and creating the life you want, and massive amounts of pain to being stuck. So it's going to launch you. You'll be an action-oriented individual from that moment forward, and it will totally transform your life. It's an amazing exercise. It was something that I got from Tony Robbins that I modified for anxiety, and it freaking works. You will become an action-oriented individual. People will wonder what changed about you, and you'll know what changed. You're now associating massive amounts of pleasure to going after what you want and massive amounts of pain to being stuck, and you won't have anxiety anymore. Okay. How do I shut up my brain while I sleep? So if your brain is going nuts before you sleep, first get a notebook out and write out everything that you're worried about, everything that you're fearful about, everything that you're worried about, and do that. That's one. So that there's nothing for you to think about or try to figure out before you go to sleep. Second, sometimes it's still too early for you to go to bed. You might need another 30 or 40 minutes. So I would recommend going and reading or doing something until you start to feel tired. Third, give yourself this idea. Tell yourself, I am now going to sleep. But say it in a soft, soothing voice. I'm starting to go to sleep. I'm relaxing now. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. And then eventually you'll fall asleep. Or you could do something really boring. You could visualize in your mind. This is from the Silva method of meditation. They have a sleep exercise. Imagine that there's a big board in front of you and see the word sleep written on the board. And all you do is you write the word sleep. You outline with chalk the word sleep. And then you draw a circle and put the number 100 in it. And then erase the circle, erase the 100, erase the circle, and then outline the word sleep again. And then write the number 99, make a circle around it, and then erase the 99, erase the circle, and then outline the word sleep again. And keep doing this. It's boring, it's repetitive, but it'll stop your brain from running all over, and you'll start to fall asleep. Because it's one, it's boring, and then two, you keep reiterating that idea of sleep and you'll fall asleep. So try that. First, write out whatever it is that you're fearful or anxious about. Second, it might be too early for you to fall asleep. So if you can, go read a book or do something for another 30 or 40 minutes. Third, tell yourself in that rhythmic, soothing voice, I'm falling asleep. I'm falling asleep. I'm going to sleep now. And then fourth, try that exercise from the Silva method. What is your YouTube channel? Oh yeah, I think I answered these questions already. Have you done the dream and manifest anything from it? How about losing weight? I think that's what you said. Give me 1 second. I'm just making sure I didn't miss. Okay, if you want to lose weight, your subconscious controls things like such as your bodily function, such as your bodily functions. So what I recommend doing if you want to lose weight is first cut out an image of your ideal body, put your face over the person's face, and start to visualize yourself every day having that body and feeling as if you have it now. That's one. Second, back up your image with an affirmation, such as if you want to weigh, when I wanted to weigh 175 pounds, I would say, I feel strong and alive at 175. So make it an affirmation that rhymes or that's catchy. I feel strong and alive at 175. And then from there, third, come up with the action plan to actually lose the weight. But the main thing is to come up with the image of you being healthy, of you having the body that you want. When you start to impress this on your subconscious, it will connect you with the right people, places, situations, circumstances, and event, the right resources, essentially, for you to have that body. Now, okay. Do you believe in astral projection? I get asked this every night. I'm sure it's a thing. Well, I can't say I'm sure, but I haven't practiced it, so I can't say anything. Love your name, Mercury Moon. Oh yeah, very nice. Okay. Have you heard of Naruka? No, I don't know who that is, but please feel free to let me in. How do I let go of the past and also guilt? This is a good question. So, some you ask, how do I let go of the past and also guilt? Now, one way to let go of the past is to start focusing on the future. As you start focusing more and more on the future, the energy that you're giving the past will start to dissipate, and that energy that you're putting into your future will start to expand. Where attention goes, energy flows. So many people are lamenting the past, regretting the past, and as a result of that, they're just keeping themselves in this negative manifestation cycle. They're just causing what they don't want to occur in their life to happen over and over and over again. Don't be like them. Come up with a clear vision, a clear plan for the future, and start to focus on that. Now, if you regret the past, tell yourself, I did the best I can, and I now forgive myself for the past. I did the best I can, and I now forgive myself from the past. If there's something that you regret having done to somebody and you can make amends, then by all means, go and do that. But if you can't, then forgive yourself. Practice self-forgiveness. Jesus, one of the greatest healers of all time, what did he say? Your sins are forgiven you. He practiced forgiveness, and you should practice forgiveness too. Don't walk around like so many people do with a mental load on their back. Forgive yourself. Release whatever took place. You did the best you could with the resources you had at that time, and now it's time for you to do better and live better. Life wants you to succeed. I want you to succeed. So go and forgive yourself and let go of whatever took place in the past. It's time to move on. The past is the past. Okay? Start to focus on your future. Create an image of your bright future. Start to show it to yourself every night. Show yourself happy, feeling good. In fact, grab a pen and paper and write out my new self-image. This is a good exercise for everybody watching this. My new self-image. Your self-image is the most important image that you can have. It's the most important idea that anyone can have, the idea they have of themselves. And list out how you're going to be, how you're going to behave, how you're going to look, where you're going to live. I mean, really be in depth and start to show this self-image to yourself every day. If you can, show it to yourself at least twice a day, in the morning and night, preferably 3 times a day. And let this image really be impressed on your subconscious and let your subconscious manifest it in your life. So write out my new self-image. List how you're going to be from this moment forward and start to show it to yourself every day. See yourself as a winner, as a success, as someone who's living their life now that's content, peaceful, happy, harmonious, and watch things transform for you and watch yourself feel better. And as a result, you'll take better actions and you'll get better results. So my new self-image, list it out and start to become that person by constantly visualizing and feeling as if you are that person now. And also, hold on 1 second. I want to make sure I didn't skip something. If you're feeling guilty, be aware there's 3 things that control your state: your physiology, focus, and your language. So typically, if you're feeling regretful, you're feeling guilty, you're more than likely going to start feeling depressed. And someone who's depressed, how do they stand? They tend to stand slouched, hunched over. Their breathing is shallow. So be aware first of what you're doing with your body. There's a theory called the James Lang theory that says that what you do with your body affects your mind, and vice versa. What you do with your mind affects your body. So stick your chest out, look up, smile big, breathe deep, and watch how good you start feeling about yourself. You can pat your chest if you want. There was a study done at Harvard where, I don't know if you can see me, where it was done on power poses. If somebody simply places their hands on their hips and sticks their chest out for 30 seconds to a minute, your brain will start producing good feeling tonic chemicals. In fact, all of you try this now. Stick your chest out, put your hands on your hips, like as if, if that's that Wonder Woman pose, and smile big, and you'll start to feel better. It might seem silly, but try it. Try it for the next 10 seconds. 10, 9, smile big, breathe deep. 8, 7, 6. Take another deep breath. 5, 4. One more deep breath. 2, 1. So be aware of what you're doing with your physiology. That's the first. Second, be consciously aware of your focus. What are you focused on? For you to feel regret, for you to feel guilty, you have to be looking at something negative from the past. If you're going to look at your past, look at your successes. This goes for everybody. If you're going to look at your past, look at your successes. Look at what you did good. So many people, I'm going to put a note about this. So many people should be spending their time in self-praise. I want to commend you all for the good work you're doing. It takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of strength to go out into the world and to earn your living, to overcome the difficulties of the day, and then to repeat it every day. So praise yourself for the good work you're doing. So be aware of what you're focused on. And lastly, be aware of the language you're using. For you to feel regret, you have to be talking to yourself in a certain tone and in a certain volume. Right now, I'm talking fast and I'm talking loud because I'm enthusiastic. So speed up the tempo of your speech, turn up the volume, and it's going to be it's very difficult to be depressed if you're talking like this, So speed up the volume, speed up the tempo of how you're talking, and as a result, you'll feel much, much better. Great question. Let me know if that helps you. Your girlfriend or wife must love she does. She does. I'm starting to talk to somebody now and she loves it. So, and I love her. It's a great, and by the way, that something I do for her is I had her send me, this works great if you're in a relationship. I had her send me her ideal self-image, and I read it every day to myself, and I visualize her being that way now. And then I also tell myself all the benefits of being with her and all the things every day that I like about her. This is a real positive energy that I'm sending towards her, and a very positive belief that I'm building up about her. And that way, every time she's around me, she'll feel good. She can relax and let her guard down. She might not even know why or what's taking place, but I know what it is. So that's a great exercise to do if you're in a relationship. Have your partner send you their self-image, their new self-image of them being happy, healthy, wealthy, whatever it is, and you affirm it to yourself and see it. See your partner as that way every day, and watch how your partner changes and how much your partner is uplifted by you. Okay, so let's go. Grief is so bad. Grief is so bad in my life and head. I think I just talked about that, Shelly. You're amazing. Thank you. You're amazing as well. What you see in me is what's inside of you. So if you're seeing it in me, that means it's within you. So I'm glad you're seeing it. And thank you for the kind words. True. I wish I could record you. Just MeOG. I actually am recording this right now, so I'm going to put it on my YouTube channel so you can watch it whenever you want. I'm going to chop it up. So I'll chop up, how I just spoke about guilt. I'll put that up. I'll chop up the dream exercises and put that up so it'll be really organized. And you can screen record, but certain screen recording software might not record my voice, so just be sure. If not, you can go on the App Store and get you one. How often do you do these lives? I'm going to start doing these lives every day at 8:30. And then that's it. I'll just do it every day at 8:30 and answer any questions that you all might have. Truth, I decided. So you said, oh, that's awesome, Mercury. Cool. I'm glad I'm speaking truth. Shelly, you said being an empath is hard and it drains you sometimes. So I have a few things to say about that. If you take a strong battery and you put it around, you connect it to a weak battery, that weak battery will be recharged. We've all seen that when somebody's car battery dies and you have to hook it up to somebody else's battery and then you give it a jump start. If you're an empath, you want to be the strong battery, but it's also very important for you to stay well charged. So do things such as get all the rest you want. Be aware of who you're speaking to and what you're speaking about and how often you're speaking. And also, I want to say, not guard your energy, but you can tell yourself at certain times, if you're picking up energy from everyone around you, just tell yourself, I'm not tuning in right now. I'm just going to focus on me and breathe into your body. And that way, instead of your energy going outwards, you'll just be focused on yourself and focus on something, on a thought or an image that feels good. And just breathe deep into your body so you're not picking up the vibrations and energy of everyone around you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Good idea. Tips on keeping mind positive or not notice lack while missing somebody. Yes, Kristen, let me know if you mean that you're in a relationship with somebody and they're just not around right now, or tips on keeping mind positive or not notice lack while missing somebody. So actually, I have a good exercise for that. So if you're missing somebody, I wouldn't even worry about that. Don't focus on missing them, because if you're missing them, you're creating more missing them. So you're zigging while they're zagging. That's not what you want. What I would recommend doing is just when you think of them, feel the love and the gratitude, the appreciation you have for that person, how much you care about that person, and stay in that positive energy. Or see the two of you together, united, and feel the end result, because that's what you want, and flow into that energy. Don't flow into missing them. So that's what I would recommend. 8:30, I'm in California, so it would be 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. Sadly, I lack empathy. Lorenza, if you want to be more empathic, what can I recommend? First, what I would recommend doing is tuning into yourself throughout the day and ask yourself, how do I feel? How do I feel? What's going on within me? So you start to be more conscious of your own vibrations and moods. And then when you sit with other people and they're talking, just allow them to talk and see if you can start to feel whatever's going on with them. And that's an easy way to start developing that empathic ability. Trusting an intimate partner tips. Okay, so you asked me how to trust an intimate partner. So first, I believe that everyone's a reflection of me. Whatever's going on in my outer world is a reflection of what's going on in my inner world. So what I would recommend doing is coming up with an ideal image. Say, my ideal intimate partner. Just write it out. My ideal intimate partner. And then list how your partner is. Your partner's trustworthy. Your partner's respectful. Your partner's healthy. Your partner's safe. Your partner is... What else would I say? I guess, those main ideas and anything else that feels right to you. And focus on and feel that. Now, when fear and worry comes up, do your best to take your attention off it and go back to that image. You're working with that idea. And either your partner is going to become that new image, or if your partner is not trustworthy, then he or she will leave and they'll be replaced with somebody that is that ideal image. So start with that image and watch how things shift with your partner. Also, jealousy is a repellent force. Faith is an attractive force. So when you have faith in your partner is going to feel better around you. Unless your partner's not trustworthy. If your partner's not trustworthy, then that faith vibration will cause him or her to leave. But if your partner is trustworthy, then he or she will be more attracted to you jealousy is a repellent force. And if you have faith in him and start to affirm that, and even start to tell him, I'm so glad that I can trust you, that I'm with somebody that I feel good about, and watch how that person rises to the occasion. So first the image, and then I would actually affirm it to the person, or I would affirm it with myself, how faithful and how trustworthy my partner is. And if any of you have any questions on anything, feel free to ask. And for those of you who don't follow me, please follow me, because I put up lots of stuff every day. Okay, so Mercury, you said your issue is moving forward in your career. So I would recommend for all of you, you should have an image. You want to have an image of your health, an image of your career, an image of your finances, and an image of your relationships. You should have these main four images, and yourself, your image of your ideal self. So write out my ideal career and list its hours, list how much you earn, how you're treated at your work. I mean, really be in depth. My friend who earns a tremendous income, I'm talking over 6 figures a month. His image of his career is that he only works no more than 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, and he earns 6 figures a month. Everything is ideas. That might sound crazy to somebody else, but he every day he would focus on this image that his work is easy. He walks to work every day. He earns over 6 figures. He loves what he does. He's the best at what he does. That's his image for himself, and it manifests. I remember I called him recently, and I said, hey, how's everything going? He said, good, man. I had a real long day. I worked 4 hours today. And I was like, oh my God, 4 full hours. But to him, that was considered a long day, because his typical image is that he only works 2 hours a day. And he earns a tremendous income, thousands of dollars every day. So start with the idea of what you want your career to look like. It's idea, thought, thing. Most people think that if things work out a certain way, then they'll have positive thoughts and then positive ideas. Instead, it's idea, thought, thing. Come up with the idea of how you want your life to be. Then you'll form certain thoughts as to how it can become a reality. And then you'll take certain actions and get the results. So that's how creation works. What job does he do? He is a chiropractor, and then he's also a teacher as well. He teaches a lot of this stuff is all from one of the teachers that he introduced me to. And then, Tony, this has been so informative. Appreciate your time. I hope to catch you again. Oh, yeah. You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in with me. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all of you being here. You could be anywhere tonight, and you're sitting with me. So it's really an honor. Now, I'll talk until maybe 10 o'clock, so I've got 12 more minutes. Is there any questions, anything I can answer from anybody, or is there anything that you'd like me to discuss? There's no topic that's off limits. Yo, cuz, I was just asking if there's anything that any of you want me to discuss. There's no topics that's off limits. I'm going to talk for about another 12 minutes. And if not, then I'll come up with some type of exercise for you all to do. How do you help your partner become a positive person despite all the encouragement? Yes. So I have a great answer to that. So she asked, how do you become Tara Yusuf? By the way, Tara, are you Chaldean? So she asked, how do you help your partner become a positive person despite all the encouragement? So realize thoughts are things. Thoughts are an electromanifestation of the brain. When you think thoughts, it causes brain cells to vibrate, and those brain cells go out and land on the person who's in resonance. Thank you. Who's in resonance with them. Oh, Syrian. Oh, okay. I'm Chaldean, so we're close. And thank you, Marie. I will put a replay of this. It's going to be on YouTube tomorrow. Now, your husband, first, don't think of your husband as a negative person. If you start thinking my husband is negative, you're putting that thought form towards him, and he's in resonance with you. You two have a connection, and he's going to pick it up. What I want you to do is do the following 2 exercises. First, make a list. 10 things I like about my husband. 10 things I like about my husband. And I want you to list. If you can't list 10 things, at least a few things that you like about your husband. And what's going to happen is, as you focus on these positive things that you like about your husband, you're going to be putting forth positive energy towards him, and he's going to transform, and your relationship is going to blossom. This reminds me of Neville Goddard told a story where a woman came to him and she said, Neville, I want to quit my job. I want advice in finding a new career. And he said, why do you want to quit your job? She said, well, my boss berates me in front of all the employees every day, and I don't like working for my boss. So he said, look, the issue is not with your boss. The issue is with you. He said, let me guess, when you drive to work every day, you're just berating your boss nonstop in your head, right? And she goes, yeah. She goes, I tell him how much I hate him and how much I hate going to work. And he said, that energy you're putting forth is affecting your boss and he's responding to it. People think that they're thinking thoughts and they're taking their own actions, but you're sending them energy sometimes and it's causing them to take certain actions. And that's why they're appearing in your life in such a way. So he told her he told her, instead of driving to work and berating your boss, start telling him how amazing he is, how grateful you are for your job, how grateful you are to work there. Start thinking of things that you like about him or that he does well. So she starts doing this for a day or two, and her boss calls her up in front of everybody. He said, hey, come here, I want to talk. I want everybody to come over. Come here, I have something I want to say. So she's thinking he's going to berate her again, that he's going to insult her in front of everybody. And he said, I want to commend you for how good of a job you're doing. And he ended up praising her in front of all of the employees. And her career was never the same. And like fashion, when you start to tell yourself mentally how great your husband is, how amazing he is, how he's such a positive person, he will transform. I have one other thing, by the way, I'm going to tell you to do as well. He'll start to transform and his outlook will start to change. And he'll think it's his own volition and his own way of being, but it's a result of the energy you're putting forth towards him. Another example, when my father got out of prison, I went and lived with him, and every day we would almost fight. You have two alpha males, there can only be one king of the jungle, and we would bump heads every day. And one day we got super close. You would think that we were going to actually fist fight. And so I said, Tony, take a step back. I said, you know all this stuff being metaphysics. So I said, everything is energy. So I made a list, 10 things I like about my dad. And I listed them out. And there are things I like about him. He's strong. He's confident. He speaks his mind. He doesn't worry about what other people are going to think. So I focused on this list and I'm feeling these feelings. And by the way, feel these feelings for at least a minute or two. The reason being is you want the amplitude to be very strong. You want the brain cells to vibrate within your consciousness at a strong enough level that it really causes a change. And so I feel these feelings of positivity towards my father. And that day he gets home and he slams the door. He's like, hey, what's up, son? And he was in this super bright mood. And that day was the day that our whole relationship changed and it went in a totally different trajectory. That was over 10 years ago and we've had a great relationship ever since. So first, make a list. 10 things I like about my husband. That's one. You can also say, my husband, and list his positive qualities and include that he's a very positive person. Even if he isn't seemingly that now, start to work with this idea of health, of wellness, of him being optimistic and show yourself him bright and happy. Thank you. Him bright and happy and watch how he responds to it. It's a healthy, constructive idea. So start to show it to yourself. And there's only one subjective mind, one subconscious. And as you show it to yourself, it gets impressed on your subconscious and it'll start to manifest in his conscious mind. Those are the first two exercises. The third that I want you to do is start to tell him how great he is, how upbeat he seems. At first he'll be like, what are you talking about? Because it's a foreign idea to him, but you have a connection with your husband. It's easier for you to put ideas into his head than virtually anybody else out there. So, and I'll give you an example of how I use this exercise to help my uncle heal. So my uncle used to be super serious and super stressed out, and he had had a number of back surgeries and none of them went well. So he had back surgery after back surgery and his health was declining. So my aunt comes to me as a last resort because I'm kind of, I'm a unique expression of the divine, to say the least. And she said, Tony, I'm really worried about your uncle. He's had a number of back surgeries. I'm not sure what to do. So my aunt is deeply religious. So I told her, I said, you know about sowing and reaping, right? She said, yeah, of course. Jesus said, as you sow, so shall you reap. I said, today we're going to sow into his head an idea of relaxation. She said, she had told me that he can never relax. So I said, we're going to sow into his head an idea of relaxation. I said, when he comes home from work and he pours his whiskey, he used to drink a cup of whiskey every night. I said, when he starts to relax, tell him, honey, tell him how relaxed he looks. So he comes home that night. He pours himself some whiskey. He's about to drink his drink and she tells him, honey, you look so relaxed. What did you do? And he erupts. He's like, relaxed? How can I relax? The kids are this, the business is this. He starts screaming and yelling. He drinks his drink. So She comes, I see her, I'm waiting at my front door the next day. I see her coming up and I open the door. I'm like, let me guess, he exploded, right? And she said, yeah, how did you know? I said, look, we've planted the seed now. You know, it was going to be rough to get in there. Some ground is more fertile than others. His soil was hard. Some people are fertile soil. I said, we've planted the seed now. Tonight you're going to water it. So she goes home. That night he comes home from work. He pours his whiskey. And she said, honey, you look so relaxed. What did you do? And instead of him exploding and yelling at her, he just said, ugh. He just mumbled some stuff. And he drank his drink. So she comes to my house the third day. I said, okay, we're making progress. Tell it to him again. Do it tonight. So she said, okay, I got it. I'm going to tell it to him again tonight. So he comes home third night, pours his drink. He's about to drink and she tells him, honey, you look so relaxed. What did you do? And he tells her, you know what? I don't know what it is. I've just felt so relaxed lately. We planted that idea. She watered it. And it started to blossom for him. Now, if you see him, I'm laughing. This guy went from this like super stiff guy to a guy who wears Hawaiian shirts and is super relaxed. And everybody talks about the change that occurred in my uncle. And nobody knows what the change was in my family, what caused it. But my aunt and I know what it is. We consciously gave him this idea of relaxation that got impressed on his subconscious, that she started to water, that he started to believe and started to reinforce himself. And it changed the trajectory of his consciousness. And he's a totally relaxed person. And like fashion, you can give to your spouse ideas of health, ideas of wellness, ideas of success, whatever it is that you want. And he or she, well, in your case, he will manifest these ideas for you. I'll tell you another good story because I like these kinds of stories. Because one, it builds up your faith in the methods that I'm outlining. And two, they're just fun to tell. So my girlfriend a few years back, we're laying in bed and she used to have some acne on her back. And she was super self-conscious about it. And I said, thank you. I said, hey babe, I see you have some acne. I said, I'd recommend getting this backwash from CVS. And she's like, babe, I've tried everything. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars on different products. I've gone to dermatologist after dermatologist. I've been dealing with this since I was, a little girl. I don't know what to do about it. Now, I'll give you a great idea on how to use this on friends in a moment. A great story. So she's like, I don't know what to do. I have tried everything. So I told her, have you tried this backwash or this body wash? You can get it at CVS. Now, it's not the body wash. The body wash is like a $7 body wash. Mind you, she spent hundreds of dollars on dermatologists. I know that I'm going to give her the idea of perfect skin, and it doesn't matter what she used. I mean, she could have slapped herself on the back with a towel, and it would have worked. And I'll explain what I mean in a second. So the next night we're laying in bed, and I told her, hey, did you try the body wash? And she said, yeah, I got it. I tried it. And I said, let me see it. She's like, yeah, but it didn't work. And I said, yeah, it did. Look at your back is clearing up. Now, her back looked exactly the same. Now, am I lying to her? No, I'm telling the future in advance. I'm telling her how I want things to be. I said, yeah, your back is clearing up. Like, it looks way better. And she goes, really? I feel like it looks the same. I said, no, it looks so much better. Like, look at it. Wow. It really looks better. So that's day one. Second day, we're laying in bed, and this time you can see a difference. It's like 15 to 20% cleared up her back. And I said, oh, wow, your back looks really good. She said, yeah, thanks. I noticed it too. So now she's giving herself the idea. That body wash is really working. I'm glad you recommended it to me. I said, yeah, of course. You're my love. I want what's best for you. Third day, back is 100% clear. She had that issue since she was in her teens. And now 3 days of me convincing her that her back is clear, it caused her back to clear. Was it the body wash that was $7? No, it was the idea that I gave her through repetition and my faith in it and her believing me that caused her back to heal. And like fashion, give to people ideas of health and wellness, what it is you want. Yep. And watch how things transform for them. Now, somebody asked me, great content. Keep going, brother. Stay blessed. Awesome. Thank you. I bless you too. That's awesome. Okay. So you asked if this works on friends. I love doing these kinds of things. I think my friends love me because I do these kinds of experiments to my friends all the time. I'll give you an extreme example. I'll give you two extreme examples, actually. One that saved a guy's life, and then one that really helped my cousin-in-law. So my cousin-in-law comes to me and he's like, Tony, he was about to have a knee surgery. He was told that his ACL or something like that needed to, I don't know what it was, but it's a complicated knee surgery, and it was going to really impair him. And he was about 2 weeks away or so from doing it. And I told him, look, come work out with me. I do Muay Thai. Muay Thai it's essentially kickboxing from Thailand. Punches, kicks, elbows, knees. It's a form of martial arts that I love. I said, come work out with me for a little bit. We'll get your knees strong. And then go back to your doctor and see if you still need to have the surgery. But postpone it. So he postpones it. So he starts working out with me. And I'm having him do things like jump squats and all this stuff. But every time I would have him knee the pads, it's where you bring your knee up and hit the pads, I would say, strong knee, strong knee. So I started having him hit the pads, strong knee, strong knee. And then we're working out, and he's getting in super good shape. I'm keep giving him this idea of strong knees, strong knees, strong knees. So 2 or 3 weeks go by. We're having a really hard workout. He's getting in really good shape, and I told him, hold it. I said, how do you feel right now? He said, I feel great. I feel strong. I said, how's your legs? He said, my legs are good. What do you mean? Like, he was kind of confused. I said, how's your knees? He said, oh, my knees are good. And then he realized, like, holy cow, he hadn't had any knee issues in weeks. I said, go back to your doctor, see what he says. He goes back to his doctor. His doctor checks him out, and he's like, this is a miracle. He said, I've been my however many years of being a doctor, I've never seen anything like this. He said, your knees are totally fine. You don't need surgery now. And as a result, he was able to skip having that surgery. So when somebody has faith in you, if you can get somebody's faith, you can create real results, real miracles in their life. I'm going to get a little bit emotional in this next story. It's a good one. Another example. A friend of mine, his brother was addicted to drugs, like really hardcore. And his mom comes to me one day, and I was over at my friend's house, and his mom comes to me and she goes, Tony, I'm not sure what to do about so-and-so, her son. She said, he's really addicted to drugs. If you saw him, he had lost so much weight. His face was totally emaciated. He looked like hell. He was pretty much on the verge of death. And she said, I don't know what else to do. Is there anything you can recommend? And I said, yes, I want you to try something with me. The whole family has to try it, but it's going to sound a little bit out there, but just trust me. And they were so desperate, they had tried everything. They had tried counseling, therapy, rehab. You name it. They brought priests over. Nothing had worked to help my friend. So they said, we'll try anything that you want. So my friend comes in looking super emaciated, totally out of it. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And I slap him on his chest. He's my friend too. He's my friend's brother, but he's my friend. I slap him on his chest. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You look great. What have you been doing? You been working out? And he's all out of it, strung out. He's like, working out? What are you talking about? Like, what working out? I'm like, dude, you look freaking good. Are you sure, man? Like, you've been putting on muscle? And he's like, he's like super skinny. And he's like, no, man, like, what? And he walks off, and his mom sees him. She goes, oh, there's my boy. And she pinches his cheek. She goes, have you been gaining weight? Like, what are you doing? You look much better. And he's like, no, I am not doing anything. So my friend sees him. My friend is like, dude, you've been lifting weights? Like, you've been hitting the gym? What are you doing that's different about you? And he's like, nothing. Like, what's wrong with everybody? So then his sister sees him later in the day, and she goes, you look good. What, have you been working out? You look like you're gaining weight. What are you doing differently? Are you eating better? So we're all giving him these ideas. Imagine his consciousness is a fort, and we're all attacking it with positive ideas. We did this for 3 days, just nonstop, ding, 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 all unexpected. If he calls me, hey, what's up, man? It's good to hear from you. You sound real good. What have you been up to? Why? You sound like you're in a real good vibe. Just stuff like that. 3 days. He was hardcore addicted to drugs 3 days. He went and signed up at a gym and started working out, and he thinks it's from his own thoughts. So he just thought, oh, you know what? I want to get in shape. Everybody's been telling me how good I look, but I know what it is. We had put all these positive ideas into his head about exercise, eating well, how great he looks. And as a result, it caused a tremendous shift in him. And now he's doing great. So you can really work miracles in people's lives if you understand these concepts. I do stuff sometimes with my friends. Let's say there's 5 of us. I'll have 4 of us pick a friend, and we'll do one of these type of exercises. Like I'll tell my friend, I'll say something like, man, I had a dream about you yesterday that you were doing really well. And they'll be like, thanks. And then my other friend will say, hey man, I have this feeling like something good is going to happen to you. And the other friend will say, the one who needs the good will say like, oh, thanks. And we'll start to do this where we're constantly giving that friend constant positive repetition. Is that the right word? Until that friend starts to believe it and then it manifests in his life. This is a real powerful process. Yeah, he did. He totally recovered, actually. So he totally recovered and he's doing incredibly well. So financially, health-wise, and in every area of his life. So you can work miracles in people's lives if you understand this process. I got this originally from Edgar Cayce. For those of you who don't know who he is, he's this amazing psychic. I mean, he was super accurate. Exactly. And he did it he wanted to try this exercise to see how suggestions, that's what they're called, affect people. So he did it on the negative end, where he took a guy who was totally healthy, and the guy was going about his day, and he had the guy's boss, co-workers, bartender, and wife all tell the guy that he didn't look that well. And at first the guy was like, no, I feel totally well. And by the end of the day, everybody kept telling him how he didn't look well. And by the time he got home that night, he was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm on the verge of death, even though nothing was wrong with him. And then they told him we were trying this out. So when I heard about that exercise, I just started applying it on the positive. I started telling everybody how great they looked and how well they are. And I would get other people to do it and it would work miracles in their lives. Another fun exercise that you can do if you just want to see how thoughts affect things is a group of you. Let's say there's 10 friends. You have a friends group of 10 friends. 9 of you pick a friend. 9 of you will pray for one of the friends every week. Just one friend. You pick a friend every week. Pray for that person, that person is perfect, healthy, happy, blessed, joyful, rich. And do it every week. Each week you pick a different friend and watch the miracles that show up in those friends' lives. Though you will be sending so much positive energy that raises the vibration of your friend. And let's say your friend was here before, your friend is now here, and they have to start attracting new people, places, situations, circumstances, and events that match up with the new frequency that they're vibrating at. It's a really super fun idea, and it works like magic. I had a group of us once do it. So there was, let's say, a certain number of people in the class. We were praying each week. We would pick somebody in the class, but there was maybe like 20 of us all praying for one person. And each week, whoever was the person being prayed for would come in and tell the amazing results that they got. So try that stuff out. Okay, so let me see. I think there was some comments, some questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Nothing is off limits. And please, Tara, please let me know if that answered your question for how you can help your husband. All right. Great content. What am I kidding? Okay, cool. Oh, I'm glad that helps your kids. So if you're a parent, by the way, give your kids positive ideas. What you sow into them now is going to reap huge benefits later in life. So you want to tell your kids, excuse me, let me put my phone on Do Not Disturb because I'm getting text as this is coming in. So if you're a parent, you want to tell your kids that they're a genius, that they're brilliant, that they're hardworking. Don't ever tell your kids or yourself that you're lazy or that they're not smart or anything of a negative, destructive nature. The reason being is your kids, until someone is around the age of 8, their conscious mind isn't fully developed. So whatever you're telling them is going straight into their subconscious. And it's going to start to manifest for them. So tell them how healthy they are, how beautiful they are, how loved they are, how amazing they are. Even if it feels like you're overdoing it or you're almost being facetious, you're not. You're telling the future in advance. You're planting all these seeds of a positive nature. And one day it's going to bring forth such an amazing crop that it's going to totally transform the life of your kids and it's going to transform the lives of everybody around them. Plant into them what it is you want to see later in life. Healthy adults start by being healthy kids. So plant into their consciousness ideas of health and wellness and positivity. Let me see. Okay, if there's any other questions. Your live is being limited shadow banned. Oh, I hope I'm not being shadow banned. That would suck. So I had something interesting happen. When I originally applied for the TikTok Creator Fund, I was getting tons of views, and then as soon as I applied, my views dropped immediately. As soon as I hit apply, it dropped by maybe 80%. And so I had to keep contacting TikTok over and over again until they started, until they fixed whatever it was that was causing me to get so few views. Thank you. I have a hard time clearing my thoughts though. Like I get super distracted with thoughts when I pray. Okay. If you are getting distracted with thoughts when you pray, first center yourself. So close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, turn your phone off. They talk about, I believe in the Bible, going into the closet. You want to turn away from the external events. So first center yourself. Take a few deep breaths. I would take at least 3 deep breaths so that my conscious mind starts to relax and I start to become more centered. Really breathe into your body. I even tell myself when I pray, the first breath I say, let's take a deep cleansing breath, allowing the events of the day to just disappear. So I take that breath. And then I say, take in another deep cleansing breath, breathing in the love of God now. And I take in another deep cleansing breath. And then I'll say, take in one more deep cleansing breath, breathing in the power of God now. And then I take a third breath. And then from there, I start my prayers. So that way I've calmed my mind. I've centered myself first. Sometimes I'll sit in meditation even first. And then I do my prayers from there. How do I feel about tarot readings? I don't really have any thoughts on them. I believe that signs follow consciousness. Most people believe that consciousness follows signs. They'll say, wow, I got this tarot card. It said this, and this is what it means. But I believe that it is a reflection of whatever's going on in your subconscious. So first, come up with ideas and images of you well, and then your tarot cards should always be good. Oh yeah, Edgar Casey's the best. And yeah, he was a clairvoyant for sure. How do you feel about, and then let me know if you have any other questions or if there's anything else that you all want me to discuss. There's nothing that's off limits, and I'm happy to talk about anything that you like. And I love Edgar Casey. It's a shame that more people don't know who he is because, by the way, his predictions were so accurate that when he passed, the government seized his readings. I mean, he was super far ahead. He has predictions that are still coming out. I mean, the guy he's absolutely amazing. He talked about the Earth's magnetic poles shifting. He talked about all kinds of stuff. I'm a very big fan of his. One thing I do want to leave you all with is just be aware of whatever ideas you're consciously auto-suggesting to yourself. What ideas do you give to yourself throughout the day? And also, I want you to start being aware of how much time you spend in resistance. Resistance means negative emotions, fear, doubt, worry, hate, faith. Strive to minimize that, to cut it down as much as possible, and to spend as much time in positive emotions. Faith, love, joy, happiness. Make that time you spend in those emotions routine. So spend every morning in gratitude when you first wake up. Then meditate. Then pray if that's what your thing. Or do affirmations. Whatever your pathway is to joy. And do the same thing at night. And David Hawkins, in his excellent book, Power versus Force, he talks about how if you think a few positive thoughts every day, it can counterbalance the negative effects of hundreds, if not thousands of negative thoughts. So spend some time in positive energy every day. Now, I've been talking for maybe an hour and something now, hour and 45 minutes. So I'm going to ask, is there any questions or anything that any of you would like to answer? Or do you want me to do a prayer for you before we go? Or let me know what you all would like. A tarot card reader said a person was going to come toward me. Can I manifest it into reality anyways? Yes. You are the main force or source in your life. I will definitely do prayers. And if there's anything you want me to pray about, just let me know. So where do I find out more about me? I would subscribe to my YouTube and then add me on TikTok. And if you like what you're hearing today, I have a whole 8-hour law of attraction course. I'm not trying to be salesy, but it's awesome. It's 8 hours. It's me walking you through the A to Z of metaphysics. It's super fun. It's basically, how I am now. And I'll cover everything under the sun. And I have it on sale for all my TikTok members for only $13. It's $12.99. So it's super inexpensive. It's a super deal for this month. So I highly recommend checking it out, and you can get more. And definitely add me on here because I usually post 1 to 3 videos a day. And I'll pray for everybody. I'm gonna I'm going to answer that one person's question, and then I'll pray for everybody, and we'll conclude. So, a tarot card reader said, a person was going to come to you. Can you manifest it into reality? Yes. You are the source of creation. You're one with this infinite power. Nobody outside of you can dictate what's going to happen to you or tell you your fortune or how your life is or isn't going to be. You're the defining force. All you need to do is decide on the what, and the universe will figure out the how. So what I want you to do is see that person with you, feel the end result of whatever it is. You could see yourself holding their hand, kissing that person, sleeping next to them, whatever it is, and feel the feelings of it taking place now. And you'll have put out a positive energy, and that person will respond, assuming that they're in resonance with it. And if they're not in resonance, at least you're going to attract somebody to you that matches up with the positive vibration you're putting out. So either way, it's a win-win for you. Let me know if that makes sense. So, all right. You do metaphysical. Thank you. You rock. Awesome. Thank you too. So if there's not any other questions, then I'll do a prayer for everybody. If there's anything specific, anything in particular you want prayer about, let me know right now, and I'll include it in the prayer. And then, cool. All right. Thank you for the gift. I appreciate it. Thank you. Cool. All right. So everybody, go ahead and close your eyes, and let's just all take an easy, gentle breath. And take another deep breath, just letting go of anything that came before this moment. And take one more deep cleansing breath, just breathing in the breath of God now. And I begin all prayers with gratitude to anchor in the right feeling, tone, and vibration. So I am grateful. I am grateful right here and right now to be here with all of these amazing listeners, all these people who have been here on the live stream. I am grateful right here and right now for this spiritual technology known as prayer, and for this actual technology known as TikTok. And from this place of gratitude, I recognize that God is peace and harmony. There is no stress or tension within God. I recognize that God is love and joy. God is unconditional, all conditional love. I recognize that God is joy, that full expression of itself. There's no withhold in God. I recognize that God is infinite intelligence and wisdom. It knows all, it sees all, it is all. And in this moment, I am one with the intelligence and wisdom of God. I am one with its divine peace and harmony. I am one with its overflowing love and joy now. And as I know this to be true of me, I know this to be the absolute truth of everybody on this live right here and right now. I claim and call for such dynamic peace and harmony that anything of a negative, destructive, discordant nature is resolved, dissolved, and absolved, gone back into the nothingness from which it came. I claim and call for such harmony for everybody on this live that all things work together for their good from this moment forward. I claim and call forth such love for everybody in this live that the love of God washes over them and truly makes all things new. This moment is a new chapter. It is a new beginning of greater good, greater abundance, greater success, greater love, greater life than they have ever known before. I claim and call forth the joy of God flowing through each and every person right here and right now on this live, so that they express their gifts fully in ways that are truly fulfilling for them from this moment forward. I claim and call for such joy for everybody on this live, that life is something that they want to live, that they wake up every day in enthusiasm, they sleep every day, every night in gratitude. Life is something that they are excited about from this moment forward. I claim and call forth the intelligence and wisdom of God guiding them and directing them, so that the bumpy roads are made smooth, the high mountains are made flat, the curved road is made straight, meaning that they know what to do, what not to do, where to go, where not to go, where to put their time, energy, money, focus, all that they are, so that they get the best results in every moment of time and space. I claim and call for such intelligence and wisdom from this moment forward that they have the best from life, they have the best of life, they have the best lives from this moment forward now. And I give thanks. I give thanks for the good that is now taking place in their lives. I give thanks for that divine potential that heretofore had laid dormant but is now being fully expressed. I give thanks that their lives are better than they have ever been before in every way, shape, and form. And I release this prayer now. I take my hands off it. I allow it to be, knowing it does not return empty nor void, but instead is answered in better, brighter ways than anything I could have said. So I release it. I allow it to be. And I say, and so it is. Amen. So, thank you all for tuning in. I really, truly hope that you've gotten something during these last 2 hours or so. I'm going to be doing these every day at 8:30. Amen. It's been an honor spending this time with you. If you have any questions, thank you for the gift. If you have any questions before I go, please ask now. I'm also, thank you. I'm also here. If you need anything, just DM me. If I don't respond, it's just because, feel free to ask something you like. Amen. Yes. Amen means and so it is. And so it is now. God bless you, friend. Thank you so much. You're welcome. It's been an honor. My dad died not happy. Please send me your dad's name and I'll pray for you and your dad tonight. So send me a DM with your dad's name and I'll pray for you and your dad tonight. And please look at the video that I just made on connecting with a loved one who's passed on so you can connect with your dad. So if there's not any other... Oh yeah, my husband passed away. And same thing for you, Jassis. Please watch the video that I just put up. And for both of you, I'll have a video on YouTube up soon. A long meditation on connecting with a loved one. Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, everybody, again.